emisión.net.
Hello again and welcome to Letter from England, broadcasting for the Spanish Evangelical Alliance and AC Press. The issue of the Islamic headscarf and or veil in European society just won't go away. And this week, under the title A Democratic Veil, we look at the different ways European governments and schools are dealing with the issue. Europe continues to mull over the issue of wearing or not allowing to wear the veil at school. While the French have banned all religious symbols from state schools, Germany allows it, and Britain lets each school decide for itself. Meanwhile, in Spain, a school has just been forced to take back a girl it had banned for turning up in a headscarf. In March 2004, France passed a law banning the ostentatious display of religious symbols in schools or other public buildings. In the following September, 639 people challenged the edict. 550 of these were sorted out after some discussion, in other words, these pupils and their families accepted the law, while the remaining 89 dropped out of school. However, the following year there was just one case of someone trying to get round or flout the law. In 2006 there were 4, but they weren't Muslims, they were Sikhs, arguing to be allowed to wear turbans. Some Muslims have preferred to open their own schools with their own rules, but state funding. In Britain, the government decided last March to let each school decide if it was going to allow veils or not. There is no law regarding religious symbols, but schools can restrict them within the directives regarding school uniform. 2 court cases have upheld this right, but recently there was a huge outcry when a Muslim teacher won on appeal, having been sent home by her employers for coming to work dressed like that. In Germany, while pupils are allowed to wear the veil, the debate has centred more on teachers. In 1998, a Muslim woman was refused work on the grounds that she wouldn't remove the veil, but this decision was overturned in the courts on the grounds that there was no legal justification for the refusal. That in turn led to several anti-veil laws in different parts of the federal state, so Germany is now a jigsaw of varying regulations on the issue. In Spain, the law neither bans nor allows religious symbols, so it's down to the Board of Governors in each school to decide how best to regulate dress codes in the classroom. However, if a girl stops going to school because she's not allowed to do so in a full veil, for instance, then the regional authorities step in, and the superior rule of law is imposed, which says that by hook or by crook, the girl must have an education. She must be allowed to go to school. In Italy, the political right there was in uproar after the Interior Minister, Giuliano Amato, said that a ban on veils in public places would also include Catholic nuns' habits. Amato said that if such a law was passed, it would affect all religious dress, including Catholic vestments. Margherita Bonier, a Forza Italia MP, retorted that Amato ignored the violence and oppression which was often hidden behind the Islamic veil, and that few women chose to wear one voluntarily. Roberto Cotta of the Liga Norte said the minister ought to remember that Italian identity was intrinsically tied up with the principles of the Catholic religion, and therefore they must be defended. Well, back in Spain, Francisco Javier Eduardo, chairman of the Religious Liberty Commission at the Spanish Evangelical Alliance, believes that banning or imposing a belief or a way of life are both equally an attack on a person's freedom to choose. Meanwhile, a survey conducted by this news agency found that 75% of those who answered are against any ban at all on religious symbols at school, while 18% would like to see a complete ban of such symbols. 6% want a ban on Muslim symbols, and 1% on Christian ones. Well, all this goes to show that the debate is not going to go away. And in time, if the French example is anything to go by, through dialogue, through discussion, and perhaps through legislation as well, a status quo can be found. Meanwhile, the debate will go on as to what really lies behind the veil. Thank you for listening to Letter from England, broadcasting at emission.net. Goodbye.
Emisión.net